Palestine. Would you care to do an interview with me and tell me what you guys are protesting about today? Palestine. Can you elaborate on it, on the issues that are happening, maybe?
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Hey folks, how's it going? I'm an independent journalist. I was wondering if anyone would want to do an interview about what you're protesting about today? No? No comment? Can I see what your sign says? Silence is compliance. That's what you're doing. You're complying. Silence. No? Okay.
There's still over 100 people, including Americans, that are held hostage by Hamas. They're calling for a ceasefire, and we had a ceasefire before October 7th, and then there was another ceasefire that was negotiated, and all Hamas had to do was release 10 people, and the ceasefire would have continued. And that couldn't happen. That didn't happen. And for them to be out here calling for a ceasefire when those terms were given and we had it, and Hamas didn't want to do that. So
thanks for talking to me.
And I totally believe, that's why I say any of those people should be able to talk to you in the same way. Let them come out and lay down the principles of what they believe in the same way. I think that these people are destructive to Israel, to the United States, and to Western civilization.
There is a leadership here. Right now the leadership is asking people to speak only with journalists that we trust and know.
Who's the leader? Who's the leader of this?
There's a leader. But
leadership. Okay, so you're not part of the leadership there?
No, I wouldn't say so.
And you don't feel like you have your own authority to speak freely on things?
Absolutely do, of course, and right now it's a matter of me knowing the people who are informing me, and I don't know you, and that's as far
The only way to get to know someone is to talk to him, brother. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Aaron with American Interviews. We are out here at the Humboldt County Superior Courthouse. We stopped because there was a Palestine protest going on. I'm going to see if I can get anyone to talk to me. Let's find out. I saw you were curious about my logo here. Would you be interested in doing an interview with me? No. Palestine. Would you care to do an interview with me and tell me what you guys are protesting about today? Palestine. Can you elaborate on it, on the issues that are happening, maybe?
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Hey, how's it going? I'm an independent journalist. I was wondering if anyone would want to do an interview today about what you guys are protesting about. Any comments?
No, thank you.
Okay. No problem. Ceasefire, stop U.S.-funded genocide. Would you want to expand on that at all? No? What about you, sir? You want to do a quick interview about what you're protesting about today, maybe? No. Hey folks, how's it going? I'm an independent journalist. I was wondering if anyone would want to do an interview about what you're protesting about today? No? No comment? Can I see what your sign says? Silence is compliance. That's what you're doing. You're complying. Silence. No? Okay. How's it going? I'm an independent journalist. I was wondering if anyone would want to do an interview today about what you guys are protesting about. You don't want to expand on the ideas you have? I thought the point of a protest was to get your word out to different audiences. No? No? Okay. Hey, how's it going? I'm an independent journalist. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to do no English?
No hablo inglés con medios de desinformación.
I can translate maybe. Do you want to expand on what you're protesting about?
No hablo inglés con los medios de desinformación, mijo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you folks? Would you want to do an interview about what you're protesting today? You're not good with interviews? It's pretty easy. You just talk about what you're protesting about.
I'm sorry. Well,
No? You're good? All right. No, I appreciate you. How's it going? How you doing tonight? No? You're not doing tonight? Now, what particularly makes you not want to expand on the ideas that you're protesting about? No? Ceasefire now. Okay. Is that the only thing you're protesting for is a ceasefire? No? Okay. Good to talk to you. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt your conversation here. How's it going? I'm an independent journalist, so I was wondering maybe if you would want to do an interview about what you're protesting today?
No, thanks.
No? All right. That's cool. You seem angry. Not a one. Not a one. That's all right. That's all right. How you doing, sir? I saw that you guys were protesting today. I was wondering if you'd want to expand on some of the ideas that you were protesting about for an interview. You want to come over here and do an interview with me?
May I ask who you're working for?
It's just an independent channel here, American Interviews. I go around and try to create open discourse about subjects that people don't like talking about.
Right. That's valid, dude. I really appreciate you trying to open up that dialogue.
Yeah, I think it's important to open up the dialogue for everyone. So,
Thank you, man.
would you want to do an interview with me?
I gotta finish up talking with some people right now.
Okay.
But
Couple minutes.
I'll check it back in with you. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you. So far, no luck on any interviews here, but we're gonna try to see if we can get one. I think I'm gonna go across the street and see if I can get an interview from these people with the Israeli flag and the American flag. There's only two on that side, so. Excuse me, I don't wanna bump you. Sorry.
Well, I'm supporting him. I'm here until 6 o'clock, right?
Cool. So I run a channel called American Interviews. I saw everyone protesting today. I was wondering what you were out here for today. I see the Israeli flag, but if you want to expand on what you're out here for today, that'd be cool.
I've got the American flag also. No, I'm concerned that any Jews or Christians or Americans really driving by see what that side of the street represents, and I want to show that there's people that represent something else here.
Cool. Yeah, I would agree that it's important to represent both sides and open up a dialogue about it all, right?
I'm not necessarily here to open up a dialogue. I'm not here for them. I'm here for people driving by. Just for people driving by to see that somebody's here with the American flag and the Israeli flag, to know that there's somebody out here that could give them support.
Do you want to expand on anything that you know about the conflict going on? Is there anything that is of special concern to you?
Yeah, somebody just stopped and gave me this dog tag. Says bring them home. That's the most important thing. There's still over 100 people, including Americans, that are held hostage by Hamas. They're calling for a ceasefire. And we had a ceasefire before October 7th, and then there was another ceasefire that was negotiated, and all Hamas had to do was release 10 people, and the ceasefire would have continued. And that couldn't happen. That didn't happen. And for them to be out here calling for a ceasefire when those terms were given and we had it, and Hamas didn't want to do that. So, I want all those hostages to come home. So it's easy for me to stand out here for 2 hours every Friday when people have been held hostage by Hamas. Who knows if they're still alive for so many days.
Yeah, that's really concerning. So this is happening every Friday?
Yeah, they are out here every Friday from 4 to 6, and I am standing across the street from them every Friday from 4 to 6. Yeah.
So if you could articulate how you want to see this end, or do you see an end to this anytime soon?
I don't know about the time frame, but the way this ends is everyone in Hamas surrenders and every hostage comes home, and then it will end, and we can figure out what's next. But that is step one. We will have our ceasefire when every hostage is returned home, dead or alive. Every hostage comes home, and everyone in Hamas surrenders.
Well, cool, man. I appreciate you talking to me. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
These people are calling for a ceasefire now, I assume, in Israel, and I thought that the Middle East was kind of quiet up until that moment in October, and it's like they murdered. I mean, flew out of the sky and used every kind of weapon to murder people in their homes and everything else. Would you, if that happened to you here in Humboldt County, would you stand for that? Would you tolerate it? Would you say, oh, we want to seek peace with these people? No, they started a bloody, awful, nasty fight, and now they seek sympathy on the world stage because righteous men are defending their families against the kind of murderous intent of these people, of the so-called Palestinians. I don't see their leadership doesn't live in Gaza or in Palestine or whatever you want to call the region. Their leadership lives in Qatar and Algeria and Jordan and other surrounding places, and they are not leaders. With the billions of dollars that they got from the West, the Palestinian Authority and Hezbollah allowed the tunnels to be built that facilitated them murdering people, building them under the hospitals. This is disgusting criminal intent. And to justify that kind of behavior, I find hard. I stopped because I was struck by this man standing alone against these people who I think are ill-informed and manipulated and so forth, and I'm just a nobody working stiff, you know. And these people are way off base. Israel is the only democratically elected parliamentary system in the entire Middle East. All of them others are sultanates or tyrannies of various kinds. I think that Israel is justified in defending itself in whatever way is necessary.
Do you think that there may be a little bit of virtue signaling happening on the other side of the street?
I'm not sure what virtue signaling is.
It's standing up for something to get basically social brownie points, not really knowing exactly what you're standing for.
To put it that way, there's no doubt about that I could probably use a checklist of the various political opinions of these people, and as far as I'm concerned, they represent the political left, which is destructive to the United States of America. I actually believe in the principles of the Constitution, and I believe that these people do not. They cannot argue their perspective, hold up their water in the arena of combat of ideas. They can't win in the arena of ideas, so they have to resort to violence or destroying me, destroying him, destroying whoever gets in their way, because they cannot tolerate an opposing idea and they can't justify their own.
Do you think maybe that's why they don't want to talk to me today?
It would not surprise me at all. It's too many that want to go over there, but I wanted to raise a loud voice to say to them, do you think all of you women that are over there today would enjoy any of these rights if you lived in the so-called Palestinian state? Or if you lived in any of the Middle Eastern countries that would be happy to see the destruction of Israel? Could they go there and demand these rights? Could they have what they had? The way I told it to this gentleman was, these people stand on the shoulders of giants who came before them, who made actual life and death sacrifices for generations to be able to stand in front of this courthouse and make this kind of demonstration about a corrupt political tyranny in the Middle East, who has oppressed its own people, from what I understand, and prepared for death and destruction everywhere they go. No, I'm sorry, the only solution for them is, unfortunately, to surrender or die. And I hate to say that, but the same things have happened to your family. How would you feel about it? These people, this so-called Hezbollah, They started it, and they bloodied the noses of Israelis that weren't doing a damn thing but trying to live their lives, whether you like it or not. And they can't win in the arena of political ideas, and they've been subsidized by the United States taxpayer and other entities for way too long.
Thanks for talking to me.
No, and I totally believe, that's why I say, any of those people should be able to talk to you in the same way. Let them come out and lay down the principles of what they believe in the same way. I think that these people are destructive to Israel, to the United States, and to Western civilization. The political left is an enemy of the United States. They really are. And I feel very strongly about that. And that's what these people represent. They're wrong.
Well, I appreciate you, sir. Thanks for talking to me. How's it going, my friend? Would you want to do an interview now?
I feel like I would want to know more about where you're coming from.
I just try to create open discourse around subjects.
Window. I gotta head out. Can I grab my flag?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you want the sign?
Oh, it's okay. I think we're gonna be heading out here.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would love to hear from both sides, but if no one wants to speak from this side, it just makes you guys look worse because there's no one speaking about it from your side. But they gave me 2 interviews from 2 people, right?
I'd love to sit down and actually talk, sit down with those folks over there and hear what their opinions are.
Yeah, right.
And be able to have some kind of a discourse about it. I think everybody here feels the same way. What I've heard, whether it's true or not, is that you've used the information that you gather here against us. And so, I'm not
use information against anyone.
I'm not sure where that came from, but I'm just trying to clear the air. And I've heard that you might edit things a certain way to make people look bad. So
I'll edit shorts to get people to go to the long video, but
right.
if it's like someone calling me stupid, I'll clip that out.
Right.
Right. But
no, I really appreciate you coming out here and trying to have some kind of a discourse and open discourse about it. One-on-one, I wish I could talk to you about it, but there is a leadership here. Right now the leadership is asking people to speak only with journalists that we trust and know.
Who's the leader? Who's the leader of this?
There's a leader. But
leadership. Okay, so you're not part of the leadership there?
No, I wouldn't say so.
And you don't feel like you have your own authority to speak freely on things?
Absolutely do, of course, and right now it's a matter of me knowing the people who are informing me, and I don't know you, and that's as far
The only way to get to know someone is to talk to him, brother.
Right, if we didn't have a microphone in front of us, I think that we could sit down and have a civil discourse, as people, individuals.
The idea of a protest is to get your voice out to audiences that may or may not have heard your ideas before, or you know what I mean?
All I can tell you right now is the killing needs to stop. There's a lot of misinformation, billion-dollar lobbying, trying to get people.
Well, you could just come do an interview real quick.
I really don't feel comfortable with it right now, brother. But as time moves forward, I think that we could probably build that relationship. And
maybe next Friday.
Maybe.
Cool.
What's your name?
Aaron.
Cool. Man. Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, bro. Yeah.
Cool.
How can I find your information or your videos?
My YouTube is American Interviews.
We have to work to make the change.
That's what this is about, right?
Absolutely right. You know, I think anybody who speaks out for any kind of a cause, you know, whatever it might be, you're trying to make that positive change happen in your perspective. And that's all we can hope to do in this world, man, you know.
Cool.
But, you know, in educating ourselves, there are plenty of resources online. You can look into the history of what's happened in Palestine. And, you know, I just encourage everybody to do that, because I cannot, as an individual, I can tell you what the history is, but who am I? I'm not an expert. You know, I just encourage everybody to do the research for themselves, to look into the history, because this is very black and white.
Right.
It's very.
So my goal is to, when people see other people talking about things, it opens it up for them to feel comfortable about, maybe I can speak on it too now. Maybe I can give my opinion, voice my opinion on things. Because maybe some people are scared to voice their opinions. Maybe some people feel like they're not educated enough to voice their opinions, but I still think all the opinions matter, and to open up a discourse, right?
No, I feel like, you know, having that discourse is necessary. No, not. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to him. But not talking to him.
He's a nice guy.
Well, it's just weird that there's a discourse with like public murder. There's a discourse, not.
Should we not open up a discourse about the conflict?
It's not a conflict, baby. It's a fucking genocide.
And that's the problem.
Period.
People see it as a conflict.
It's not a conflict.
Right, it's not. If you look
Should we not open up a discourse about the genocide?
You should definitely be talking about the genocide, but you're a reporter, no? There's plenty of evidence for you to go look at yourself. Have you looked at any of it?
Is a reporter not allowed to come speak to protesters?
I'm asking you.
I have looked at it.
Research.
I have researched it, but
Okay.
I'm not here to speak about my opinion. I want the people's opinion. That's not what my channel is about. It's
Okay.
about other people's opinions to open up
Isn't it really
a
an
discourse.
opinion? This is not an opinion piece, though. These are people's lives.
I'm not making opinion pieces.
Right, but you want everyone's opinion?
If it was an opinion piece, it would be my opinion.
Right. Okay. Well, why are we opening up a discourse? It's a genocide. Period.
People can talk about it and move forward. This is how issues are solved, with discourse.
So I think
Go for it.
all it comes down to is, like I said earlier, we've heard that you've used this information or cut things to make it look a certain way.
Okay.
And I think the discourse is necessary, but, you know, in first impressions, I feel like you might have dropped the ball when it came to being able to report in an objective way with the people who are present here.
How's that? How so?
Well, that's just what I've heard, you know, and there are journalists who are present here, and, you know, redheaded black belt, you can look online and see that there are people here who have started off on a good way, and people talk to them. And
I came out here very pleasantly last time, and everyone refused to talk to me.
might have been the American flag on the thing. I don't know.
My channel is called American Interviews, so I thought it was fitting.
Well, I feel like that's the USA flag, the flag of the USA.
Yeah.
No, I'm just being silly, man. But I want to be real with you. I feel like there are journalists here who have garnered the respect of the people who are present, and they're able to talk with them. I think if you want to be able to get to that point, maybe put the mic down and join us, you know, and you can come to our meetings, you can, you know, have food with us and sit down and talk with us, and we'd love to talk with you. But when it comes to, you know, getting information or getting, you know, substance for your channel, I just don't think this is the way to go about doing it. And to have discourse, I just don't know where it went wrong, but people here are not against the idea of discourse. It's just, you know, I wish that I could.
Well, it doesn't seem that way, because I've tried to open up discourse many times in a pleasant way, and everyone has refused.
I'm not sure where it's.
Except for you.
I want to see your channel. You know, I feel like maybe people here have seen your channel, and there's a reason why they don't want to. So I'm gonna look into your channel, and I hope that one-on-one, you know, we can see past the discourse, and be able to meet and talk about what's happening one-on-one. Because I feel like, legitimately, there is, and I feel personally, without even seeing your channel, I feel like there might be a spin to it, and I feel like you wouldn't be putting that spin on it if you really saw the history of what's happening in Palestine. So I wish that people would be willing to talk with you, but I just don't see it happening here in a productive way.
Okay.
And
That's fair.
so, remind me your name?
Aaron,
Aaron. Cool, dude.
nice to meet you.
Really.
And like I said, there is a ton of readily available information online that you can actually just look up yourself.
That's what people tell me, but I want to hear people's outlooks on the issue. I
love
believe in
that everyone
journalism
loves to
at the
have
street
an
level.
outlook. I love that everyone wants to have an outlook on something, but right now I understand that you're trying to get people's opinions or whatever, but we're in this is a crisis. This is like, you should be reporting on what's going on. Like, there's live footage. You're reporting on this demonstration.
This is what's
right.
going on
No.
here.
You should put on your channel what's going on the ground there. There is footage.
I don't put footage that's not mine on my channel.
Okay. Well, that's fine, but you could at least go and research all.
Should
of
I
that.
go to Gaza? Is that what you're suggesting?
I would suggest you would try at some point to go to Gaza, since you are a journalist.
I wish I had the funds.
Yeah, I wish that, honestly, that would be.
I heard about there's a community from Ecuador that they began to practice Judaism around 30 years ago. And they were able to travel to Palestine and gain citizenship there. And now they have homes that used to belong to Palestinian peoples who lived there for generations. So if you want to go there, I recommend you change your faith to Judaism, and maybe you can get a birthright trip.
No, thank you.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't take that either, right? It's really just sad, that is allowed, that people can just take anybody's homes out there if you transition to this religion.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Right. I'm glad we can agree on that.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like we would find a lot more common ground than you believe so.
dude, all of us.
I feel that way.
Your channel.
Yeah, I encourage you to.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey man, once again, thank you.
Well,
Yep.
It was nice to speak to you.
Nice to speak to you too. What was your name?
My name's.
Nice to meet you.
To meet you too.
I'm gonna come out next Friday if I get off work early enough. I'm in my work clothes right now, but if I get off work early enough, I'm gonna try to come get some interviews again,
Okay.
and we'll see where we stand from there.
We'll check you out and see.
All right. Have a good evening.